In this episode, we bring you the story founder and MD of Icon Private Limited.
I was, both the kids were with me. It was like taking care of my kids, two kids, and my factory was my third baby and the most troublesome baby. I had to survive. It was that was my last resort. बोलते डूबते को तिनका चाहिए. So for me, either I get them or I perish. I just remember crying on the street, holding my son's hand. I was just crying and walking.
Aartee comes from a modest working class family. She was the first engineer and a gold medalist from her village, Sirpur Kagasnagar in Telangana. She always dreamt big and wanted to make a mark.
But somewhere down the line, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I didn't want to continue the working life.
Aartee is a first generation self-made entrepreneur. Her entrepreneurial journey began in 2003 after she quit her well-paying job. Today, she runs a business empire that supplies textile accessories to leading global brands and employs over 100 people. Aartee had to overcome multiple challenges both in her entrepreneurial journey and on the personal front. But wait, let me share 3 critical moments in Aartee's entrepreneurial journey that nearly demolished her and her business. When Aartee started manufacturing jacket shoulder pads from a small factory, little did she know that she was up against a big German company that was the market leader in India.
Like the companies where I was supplying shoulder pad, they were already buying it from a German company who used to supply in India. And I used to listen to the brand name every time. We buy Helsa shoulder pads, we buy Helsa shoulder pads. Can you meet the quality of Helsa? But then Helsa quality was Helsa, they were Germans.
Aartee had to set up her factory by taking a bank loan. Thus, her second challenge was a lack of collateral for raising additional funds to modernize her factory.
And I had no machines for those. I had very simple 3 machines and 10 workers and a small factory of 2,000 square feet. It meant reinvestment and I had no money. I said, अब इतना ही पैसे लेके फिर से approaching a bank was very difficult because no savings left.
Aartee's most came from her ex-husband. He had joined a local textile competitor and was bent upon destroying her business.
And my ex-husband had become my competitor after our divorce. That I didn't know initially. He joined hands with a big company trying to make shoulder pads.
What do you think were the odds of Aartee's venture surviving against the German competitor, her ex-husband, and with no money for modernizing? Think about it. For such amazing stories, do subscribe to My Startup TV on the bell icon. Let us start from where it all began. Like most entrepreneurs, Aartee too had to start from scratch.
I started my company because we had no office. I couldn't clerk to the marketing. It was me doing it. A product came to my, it was a textile accessory, and this accessory was not manufactured in India. It used to be imported. It's a very simple accessory, but it was never manufactured in India. And I found out some companies were already the years. These were exporters based in Delhi and Bangalore. Producing for all the big fashion labels, you call it Marks and Spencer, Zara, Inditex Group, Hugo Boss, all the European and American market like Calvin Klein and all. So I did approach them, but then they said that the product that you are giving is not what we are buying because ours is very exclusive shoulder pads, and until you can give us this, we cannot buy from you. And I had no machines for those. I had very simple 3 machines and 10 workers and a small factory of 2,000 square feet. It meant reinvestment. I had no money.
Aartee needed fund to upgrade and modernize her factory. Bank loan being the only visible option before her, she submitted a project report to her banker. Instead of approving the much needed loan, the bankers made her go in circles for over 6 months.
I remember meeting the DGM of State Bank of India. I mean the DGM and usual banker talks. Do you have some extra collateral security to give? Your balance sheet is not very strong for these 2 years. And do you have any other properties you could pledge us? I was really pissed off because it had been happening for 6 months. I remember my interview with the GM very well because I just asked him one simple question. I said, whatever I have is there in front of you. In 2 years, I haven't made any profit to buy a new property. What I have is already with you. So either you give me the money or you don't give me money. But please don't waste my time, sir. 6 months I've paid, take roll on, and all you ask me is the same thing. So if you can't give, please put it in writing that you cannot give me a loan. And the reasons for not giving me a loan is I don't have additional property to pledge to the bank. And I just told him, even if you don't give me a loan, some bank will realize my dreams. They will give me. I will call you for the inauguration, though you don't pay me money for this.
Many business owners often make this huge mistake where they hire one single person and expect that one person to do multiple tasks and play multiple roles in the business.
And there was a big smile on his face. And he just signed my file. He said, you get your loan.
This period was the most challenging part of Aartee's life. She was battling on two fronts, the business and on her personal life.
I started resupplying in the Indian market. I had a lot of loans on my head to pay back. But the business started rolling again, marketing and all. I started in between that. I had a lot of personal issues. I was divorced. The kids were with me. It was like taking care of my kids, 2 kids. And my factory was my 3rd baby and the most troublesome baby.
In spite of all the turmoil surrounding her, Aartee never lost sight of Helsa, the German competitor. She knew for her business to survive, and she did something most.
Remember in 2000 October or so, I approached Helsa after 5 years. I said, would you like to join hands with me? Because I was giving a little trouble to them with my prices. So their market was a bit affected in India thanks to me. So the moment I wrote them a mail, they turned up. Next month they were in India to meet me. They saw my setup, they met my customers, and then they came back that yes, we would like to go ahead with you. I had to survive. It was that was my last resort, बोलते डूबते को तिनका चाहिए. So for me, either I get them or I perish.
This was not the end of troubles for Aartee. Her biggest challenge came from her ex-husband, who made the move to grab Helsa away from Aartee.
And I remember after 15 days, I received a mail from Mr. Stefan Freck. And I was dropping my son to his bus stop. In the morning, I was just walking. And my ex-husband had become my competitor after our divorce. That I didn't know initially. He joined hands with a big company, trying to make shoulder pads. And they saw me moving with Helsa in Indian market, the first time when Helsa came. And everybody knew that, Aartee has brought this German company and all, because it was a news in the market, because they met all my customers and everybody said the same thing. If Helsa comes to India, it's a blessing to garment industry. This was a common comment from the customers who were producing jackets. So that morning when I was just walking down, waiting for some mail from them, positive mail after their visit, I get the mail from Stefan. And the opening mail was, Aartee, we have gone through all this. This is just to tell you that so-and-so company, where has also approached us. And they have said that they have a bigger infrastructure, they have more investment to invest, and they can give us a better footage in India compared to you. I just read that one paragraph. I was totally distressed. I just didn't know what to do because, I had the responsibility of kids with me. And they told that your ex-husband has approached us with all this. I just remember crying on the street, holding my son's hand. I was just crying and walking. And my son started looking, what happened? I said, nothing. I said, your bus comes. I wipe my tears and I complete the mail. The next paragraph from Stefan said that, but we have declined. We have told him, if you come to India, we come with Aartee or we don't come to India at all.
From that turn of event, Aartee has never looked back.
In the month of December 2010, we signed the pact. I sold my 50% of stake to them. It became from Icon Accessories Private Limited to Helsa Icon India Private Limited, a German joint venture. And after we had our JV, the president of Helsa, who had come from Germany, we had a celebration dinner. I remember his one word saying me that We have invested here with the hope that we grow in Indian market. But please remember that we have not invested in Icon, we have invested in Aartee. Aartee minus Icon has zero valuation.
By this merger, Aartee's Indian company had become the biggest manufacturer of shoulder pads in the world.
It was like a dream. I never could expect that a big German company comes and joins hands with me, with my small tiny company in India.
Aartee's next big goal is to give back to society in her own special way. She has started daycare centers in her industrial textile park to look after the children of underprivileged working women. She plans to open 50 such centers across Telangana state.
अपने लिए तो हम सभी करते हैं. अब चाहती हूँ मैं कुछ और के लिए करूँ. So this is always I am trying to employ ladies.
It has been one hard-fought journey for Aartee. Difficulties couldn't break her will. As a single mother, Aartee had to give up on her personal life.
Somewhere I compromised on myself. If you ask me how I balance, yes, I could leave my company, I could leave my kids. So it was always striking a balance between both of them. Like even so much of traveling I used to do, I go to Dubai and come back on the same day for my son because he's alone at home. So it was always compromising on my time and this.
Aartee has a long bucket list and wants to pursue adventure sports.
Adventure sport was my passion, which I could never do because every time I wanted to do that, my only worry was if something happens to me, what happens to my kids? I always hesitated that. So one bucket list is scuba diving, river rafting. Yes.
Those two you want to do.
I have to do. Before I die, I have to do that. That second thing, I love painting. I was very good in painting. That was all, watercolors and all when you are in school.
Yeah.
So yes, I want to do professional painting. I want to learn professional painting.
Aartee has a simple and yet powerful message for all the aspiring entrepreneurs.
I think the word impossible doesn't exist in my dictionary. For me, it is I am possible. I always read it as I am possible. Every problem has a solution. So I never look at that. How to solve it is my thing. I might sleep over it, but I know that I will find a solution for this. So that my message to this is don't give up. It's very easy to give up in life. So don't give up.
बाकी तुमचे माइक ओके है टेस्टेड हाँ अच्छा माइक ओके लो तुम्हारा माइक ओके कोई कन्फ्यूजन है कुछ भी नहीं ना
My Startup TV, in association with Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs, Co-works, and Ratnadeep Hyderabad, presents herself a successful she. Welcome to the Womenpreneur Show. In this episode, we bring you the story of Aartee Patil, founder and MD of Icon India Private Limited.
I was divorced, both the kids were with me. It was like taking care of my kids, two kids, and my factory was my third baby and the most trouble baby. It was that was my last resort. बोलते डूबते को तिनका चाहिए. So for me, I perish. I just remember crying, holding my son's hand. I was just crying and walking.
Aartee comes from a modern class family. She was the first engineer and a good village, Sirpur. She always dreamt big and wanted to make a mark.
But somewhere down the line, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I didn't want to continue the working life.
Aartee is a first generation self-made entrepreneur. Her entrepreneurial journey began in 2003 after she quit her well-paying job. Today, she runs a business empire that supplies textile accessories to leading global brands and employs over 100 people. Aartee had to overcome multiple challenges both in her entrepreneurial journey and on the personal front. But wait, let me share 3 critical moments in Aartee's entrepreneurial journey that nearly demolished her and her business. When Aartee started manufacturing jacket shoulder pads from a small factory, little did she know that she was up against a big German company that was the market leader in India.
Like the companies where I was supplying shoulder pad, they were already buying it from a German company who used to supply in India. And I used to listen to the brand name every time. We buy Helsa shoulder pads, we buy Helsa shoulder pads. Can you meet the quality of Helsa? But then Helsa quality was Helsa, they were Germans.
Aartee had to set up her factory by taking a bank loan. Thus, her second challenge was a lack of collateral for raising additional funds to modernize her factory.
I had no machines for those. I had very simple 3 machines and 10 workers and a small factory of 2,000. It meant reinvestment and I had no money. I said, अब इतना ही पैसे लेके फिर से approaching.
Most devastating challenge came from her ex-husband. Joined a local textile corporation and was bent upon destroying her business.
And my ex-husband had become my competitor after our divorce. That I didn't know initially. He joined hands with a big company to make shoulder pads.
What do you think were the odds of Aartee's venture surviving against the German competitor, her ex-husband, and with no money for modernizing? Think about it. For such amazing stories, do subscribe to My Startup TV, press on the bell icon. Let us start from where it all began. Like most entrepreneurs, Aartee too start from scratch.
I started my company and I was carrying at that time. I was trying to work from home. We had no office. I couldn't afford a staff. So everything was me. From the clerk to the marketing, it was me doing it. A product came to my mind. It was textile accessory. And this accessory was not manufactured in India. It's a very simple accessory, but it was never manufactured in India. Then I found out some companies who were already using the shoulder pad throughout the years. These were exporters based in Delhi and Bangalore. And they were producing for all the big fashion labels, you call it Marks and Spencer, Zara, Inditex Grow, Hugo Boss, all the European and American market like Calvin Klein and all. So I did approach them, but then they said that the product that you are giving is not what we are buying because using shoulder pads, and until you can give us this, we cannot buy from you. And I had no machines for those. I had very simple 3 machines and 10 workers and a small factory of 2000 square feet. It meant reinvestment. I had no money.
Aartee needed funds to upgrade and modernize her factory. Bank loan being the only visible option before her, she submitted a project report to her banker. Instead of approving the much needed loan, the bankers made her go in circles for 6 months.
I remember meeting the DGM of State Bank of India. I mean the DGM and usual banker talks. Do you have some extra collateral security to give? Your balance sheet is not very strong for these 2 years. And do you have any other properties you could pledge us? I was really pissed off because it had been happening for 6 months. I remember my interview with the GM very well. Because I just asked him one simple question. I said, whatever I have is there in front of you. In 2 years, I haven't made any profit to buy a new property. What I have is already with you. So either you give me the money or you don't give me the money. But please don't waste my time, sir. 6 months I've been waiting for this project to take roll on, and all you ask me is the same thing. So if you can't give, please put it in writing that you cannot give me a loan. And the reasons for not giving me a loan is I don't have additional property to pledge to the bank. And I just told him, even if you don't give me a loan, some bank will realize my dreams. They will give me, and I will call you for the inauguration, though you don't pay me money for this.
What would you do if I give you 1 crore? I asked this question to a lot of people, and majority of the people said, oh, I'm going to pay off my debt.
And there was a big smile on his face, and he just signed my file. He said, you get your loan.
This period was the most challenging part of Aartee's life. She was battling on 2 fronts, the business and on her personal life.
I started resupplying in the Indian market. I had a lot of loans on my head to pay back. But the business started rolling again, marketing and all. I started in between that. I had a lot of personal issues. I was divorced. Both the kids were with me. It was like taking care of my kids, 2 kids. And my factory was my 3rd baby and the most troublesome baby.
In spite of all the turmoil surrounding her, Aartee never lost sight of Helsa, the German competitor. She knew for her business to survive, she had to take on the Helsa brand. And she did something most unexpected.
I remember in 2010, October or so, I approached Helsa after 5 years. I said, would you like to join hands with me? Because I was giving a little trouble to them with my prices. So their market was a bit affected in India thanks to me. So the moment I wrote them a mail, they turned up. Next month they were in India to meet me. They saw my setup, they met my customers, and then they came back that yes, we would like to go ahead with you. I had to survive. It was that was my last resort, बोलते डूबते को तिनका चाहिए. So for me, either I get them or I perish.
This was not the end of troubles for Aartee. Her biggest challenge came from her ex-husband, who made the move to grab Helsa away from Aartee.
And I remember after 15 days, I received a mail from Mr. Stefan Frick. And I was dropping my son to his bus stop in the morning. I was just walking. And my ex-husband had become my competitor after our divorce. That I didn't know initially. He joined hands with a big company trying to make shoulder pads. And they saw me moving with Helsa in Indian market the first time when Helsa came. And everybody knew that, Aartee has brought this German company and all, because it was a news in the market, because they met all my customers and everybody said the same thing. If Helsa comes to India, it's a blessing to garment industry. This was a common comment from the customers who were producing jackets. So that morning when I was just walking down, waiting for some mail from them, positive mail after their visit, I get the mail from Stefan. And the opening mail was, Aartee, we have gone through all this. This is just to tell you that so and so company various has also approached us, and they have said that they have a bigger infrastructure, they have more investment to invest, and they can give us a better footage in India compared to you. I just read that one paragraph. I was totally distressed. Like, I just didn't know what to do because I had the responsibility of kids with me, and they told that your ex-husband has approached us with all this. I just remember crying on the street, holding my son's hand. I was just crying and walking, and my son started looking. What happened? I said nothing. I said your bus comes. I wipe my tears and I complete the mail. The next paragraph from Stefan said that, but we have declined. We have told him if you come to India, we come with Aartee, or we don't come to India at all.
From that turn of event, Aartee has never looked back.
In the month of December 2010, we signed the pact. I sold my 50% of stake to them. It became from Icon Accessories Private Limited to Helsa Icon India Private Limited, a German joint venture. After our JV, the president of Helsa, who had come from Germany, we had a celebration dinner. I remember his one word saying me that, we have invested here with the hope that we grow in Indian market. But please remember that we have not invested in Icon, we have invested in Aartee. Aartee minus Icon has zero valuation.
By this merger, Aartee's Indian company had become the biggest manufacturer of shoulder pads in the world.
It was like a dream. I never could expect that a big German company comes and joins hands with me, with my small tiny company in India.
Aartee's next big goal is to give back to society in her own special way. She has started daycare centers in her industrial textile park to look after the children of underprivileged working women. She plans to open 50 such centers across Telangana state.
अपने लिए तो हम सभी करते हैं. अब चाहती हूँ मैं कुछ और के लिए करूँ, so this is always I am trying to employ ladies.
It has been one hard-fought journey for Aartee. Difficulties couldn't break her will. As a single mother, Aartee had to give up on her personal life.
Somewhere I compromised myself. If you ask me how I balance, yes, I could leave my company, I could leave my kids. So it was always striking the balance between both of them. Like, even so much of traveling I used to do, I go to Dubai and come back on the same day for my son because he's alone at home. So it was always compromising on my time and this.
Aartee has a long bucket list and wants to pursue adventure sports.
Adventure sport was my passion, which I could never do, because every time I wanted to do that, my only worry was if something happens to me, what happens to my kids? I always hesitated that. So one bucket list is scuba diving, river rafting. Yes.
Just to you want to do.
Before I die, I have to do that. That painting, I was very good in painting. That was all when you are in school.
Yeah.
So yes, I want to do professional painting. I want to learn professional painting.
Aartee has a simple and yet powerful message for all the aspiring entrepreneurs.
I think the word impossible doesn't exist in my dictionary. For me, it is I am possible. I always read it as I am possible. Every problem has a solution. So I never look at that, how to solve it is nothing. I might sleep over it, but I know that I will find a solution for this. So that my message to this is don't give up. It's very easy to give up, no, in life. So don't give it up.
बंद कर दो.
Please maintain silence. Our dignitaries are arriving shortly. I request all the ladies and gentlemen to please stand as our privileged guests have arrived in our domain. I request all the dignitaries to please take their seats on the dais. I request everyone to please take their seats. A very precious afternoon to one and all present here. I, Madhurima Komanduri, I, Sagarika Limay, take this honor to welcome each one of you who have gathered here for Women Empowerment Program by our guest speaker, Aartee Patil ma'am, on Rest if you must, but don't quit. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru once said, if you educate a man, you educate an individual. However, if you educate a woman, you educate a whole family. Women empowered means Mother India empowered. Women empowerment can be defined as a process of enhancing women's self-esteem, nurturing their ability to make their own decisions and their right to contribute to social change. Women empowerment isn't about making women stronger. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives their strength. The prosperousness of the ceremony is incomplete without blessings of the Almighty. So now, we request the dignitaries on the dais to please light the traditional lamp and offer floral tribute to Goddess Saraswati and late Shri Swargiya Dada Saheb Kalmeg.
या कुन्देनु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्तामृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा नानाधर्मनिगूढतत्त्वनिचिता यत्संस्कृतिराजते सेयं भारतभूर्नितान्तरुचिरा मातैव न सर्वदा तस्या उन्नतिहेतवे हि भवता ज्ञानं तथा मे बलं सम्पन्ना बलशालिनी विजयतां मे मातृभू सर्वदा मे मातृभू सर्वदा मे मातृभू सर्वदा.
I request all the dignitaries to please take their seats. Cheerfulness radiates like the rubbles from the flower and draws all good things towards you. With this, we would like to proceed with the bloomy welcome. Now, I would like to request our Dean Sir, Dr. Deepak Nagpal, to welcome our guest, Aartee Patil ma'am, with a floral bouquet. Now, I would like to request Ms. Snehal Yene to welcome our Honorable President Sir with a floral bouquet. Now, I would like to request Ms. Swarali Zodi to welcome Dean Sir with a floral bouquet. Now, I would like to request Ms. Amara to welcome Dr. Sanjay Patil Sir with a floral welcome. Now, I would like to request Muni to welcome Dr. Arun Sajjanar Sir with a floral bouquet. Proceeding further, now I would like to request our Dean Sir, Dr. Deepak Nagpal, to please address this gathering and introduce our today's speaker.
Afternoon to one and all, and with wholeheartedly we welcome our chief guest, Aartee ma'am, respected Honorable President sir, and the dignitaries. I can just say that I'm really fortunate to introduce such stalwarts in this short period of time. In last 1 year, I've been introducing a lot many stalwarts, and that's one very important aspect what I can just share. It's the right company what we get. So under the guidance of Honorable President Sir and the Privilege Institute where he has been, I would like to share and introduce Aartee ma'am, who is also a B.Tech in chemical engineer from the same prestigious institute. She is also a gold medalist in MBA marketing, and currently she is the director of Helsa Private Limited, that is 50% share in the Indian whole. So she has been recognized with various awards from 2005 to till date, and she's been very phenomenal in doing as a individual uh, presenter, like an entrepreneur. She has been outstanding in her performing and growing on one aspect alone. In recent times, we had seen a very common thing, that is a virus. So we had talked about a virus. So just small quote I would like to share कि डर से बड़ा कोई वायरस नहीं, डर से बड़ा कोई वायरस नहीं, और हिम्मत से बड़ी कोई वैक्सीन नहीं. So this is what I can tell about madam कि एक चीज़ जो हम हमेशा सीखते हैं, that is the हिम्मत, and that's what I can see from her short video कि how with courage and innovation she has grown to a wide extent. So from part of Swargya Dada Saheb Kalmek Dental Institute, we heartily welcome you, ma'am, and we would be enlightened. We would be very happy to see your words here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request our speaker of today's program, Aartee Patil ma'am, to enlighten us with your words of wisdom.
You all can hear me? Okay. Hi, everyone. Before I commence my session, I would like to thank your President, Mr. Sharad Kalmek, for giving me this opportunity, Dr. Sajjanar for making this a possibility, and the entire team of Swargya Dada Saheb Kalmek Dental College for making this a reality. So thank you so much for giving me this chance. I'm not a speaker, I'm not an orator too. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with all that, because you all must be wondering what I'm going to talk, why did I come? This all has happened by chance. I was visiting Nagpur, I was asked to meet all of you, so I said, okay, let me drop in some words here. So let me start once again. Good afternoon. And I'm so glad to see and meet all of you on this warm Nagpur afternoon, I should say. Let me take out my jacket, it's actually warm here. And it makes me, it gives me immense pleasure to see this array of colors. I mean the ladies, especially the ladies, because this was such a rare sight in my days. Such a rare sight. Ladies hardly took up to professional careers. Not that we are so ancient, but still in those days, ladies never took up to professional career. So it's really indeed a pleasure, and a big round of applause to these ladies. Not to miss the boys too, not to miss the boys too, but they were always there. But this is a new thing I see here, and it makes me glad. Okay, before I start the session, can I ask you something? Will you do something for me, all of you? Yes. So I count 3. At the count of 3, please raise your hands. If possible, stand up where you are and start clapping and cheering. Can we do that, please? Yeah. Dr. Sajjanar, please record this so I can tell people that I had a standing ovation on my speech. Jokes apart, this was just to lighten the mood, because I don't want you guys to take it too seriously. Life is not such a serious thing. Enjoy it. So let's have an interesting session here. Whatever I would like to speak to all of you. I'm not prepared. I've just written some notes in the flight. So I'll have to keep scanning before I speak to you, and I hope you all don't mind that. My topic says, rest if you must, but do not quit. What does this mean? It means that you please dare to dream with your open eyes and make that dream a reality. This is what I mean to say, that you can rest if you must, but don't quit. Because it all starts with a dream. It all starts with a dream. Dream leads you to your desire. Desire leads you to your determination, and determination leads to your destiny. And believe me, what you are destined, you will get it no matter what. So don't stop dreaming ever in life. Do dream, but dream with your open eyes. वो नहीं कि सपने की दुनिया में नहीं रहना चाहते, but dream. Think big, think high, raise your standards every day in life. Many a times you come across a situation like I'm just thinking why I'm here, why I'm standing here, and what I'm doing here. This takes me back to where it all started. My beginning, my roots, my childhood, my family. I come from a very forward-thinking, amazing parents. Parents who believe that education is must in life. Parents who believe that children should be given the blessings of Saraswati, not Lakshmi, and Lakshmi will follow. So that was, we are three children. I have two siblings, I have a brother and I have a sister. But all three were given equal chance to educate ourselves and share our views and to think what we want to do in life. We had that freedom in our childhood. So all three of us graduated very well. My father always told me, why you want to fit into a glass slipper? All of you must have read the fairy tale story of Cinderella, where Cinderella, all she wanted to do was fit into the glass slipper so that the Prince Charming could find her and they could live happily ever after. My father felt that I am capable of shattering a glass ceiling, a phrase I'm not very fond of. Why it annoys me is it takes out the entire context of what I did in my life, my hard works, my achievements, my struggles, and puts it in a box, as if I was just waiting to look for a glass ceiling and break it. No, not at all. That was not my mission in life. All I wanted to do was chase my dreams. All I wanted to do was evolve myself. All I wanted to do, find a better version of myself. But that doesn't mean that the glass ceiling does not exist. It does exist. And countless men and women find this in their day-to-day life. The Oxford Dictionary meaning of breaking of glass ceiling means an unrecognized struggle or an unrecognized barrier which stops your advancement in the professional career. Though you must be the well-deserving, though you might be hardworking, though you are very capable, women still face this, that they cannot go beyond certain hierarchy in the professional life. So today I am here to tell you that don't get bogged down with this glass ceiling. No way. The glass ceiling, the code of conduct, which is being decided by the patriarchal society, you need not follow that. You need not follow that. So over the time, I have spent 60 years on this Mother Earth, so I must have gained little more experience than all of you youngsters. So I would like to share certain tools, certain mantras you call it, which I have felt that are needed to reach, if you want to reach your goal in life, you want to reach your ambition in life, or you want to chase your dreams in life. So I'm going to present you those, my favorite tools, I would rather say. So are you all ready to share those tools with me? They say that never share your story or your story of your life to anybody. The reason is very simple. People are not interested in the chapters. All they are interested in the climax and the story. But here, all my experiences are on the chapters of my life. I can't share with you the 60 years of my life, but I would rather share at least a part of my life, which I feel all of you should know. I may not put a lot of examples today because we'll be running short of time. But you must have seen my video, which has played. It shows to a large extent my struggles, what I went through in life. Okay, so now I'm going to just present to you my few tools, a few mantras. And I just hope that in some way it helps all of you. I know today's millennium, today's generation don't like to be told what to do. Think it as a gentle nudge in the right direction. Because I'm not here to give you any sermons. I'm not here to give you any lecture on it. It is just sharing my views with all of you. Tool number 1, discover yourself. Remember, there is only one you, and there cannot be another one like you. You are unique in yourself. When I say this, I don't mean the superfluous you. I mean your inner core. I mean your beliefs. I mean your strength in the life. I mean your capability. I mean your potential that is within you. And the day you recognize that, you have taken your first step towards discovering your unique self. A human brain thinks in 4 ways. The first you is what you like to show yourself to the public, You like to show, I'm very good, I'm very perfect, I'm in my best of my behavior, I put my good foot forward, I try to see that I give a picture that I'm a very well-behaved person. That is your first you. The second you is what people think about you. They decide their perception based on, again, your body language and your public behavior. आप लोगों ने काफ़ी बार सुना होगा, लोग कहते हैं यार ये ऐसी नहीं है जैसी दिखती है. So this is how people frame opinion about you. That's your second you. The third you is what you think about yourself. You think you are picture perfect. You can never do anything wrong in life. Whatever do is correct. मैं तो गलत हो ही नहीं सकती हूँ. How can I be wrong? But remember, nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. We are all flawed. We have lot of flaws in us. And recognizing that is must. And the fourth you, for me, which is the most important you, is the potential in you. It is the capability in you, and it is something in you which you yourself are not aware you have it. The public doesn't know you have it. And this potential in you comes out under very adverse condition. It has come to me under adverse condition. I come from a working class family. I graduated as an engineer. I worked as a design engineer. I leave the job after 15, 17 years of service as a vice president of a company. But when I wanted to start my own company, I was told, don't start it. Because we are not from business family. We have no financial backing. We have no support system. We have no business acumen. How can you go for that? But somewhere I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I said, this is my dream, and let me chase my dream. And the dream came at a very late age. I was 38 when I decided to leave a well-paid job, a highly paid job, the job security, and jumped into the entrepreneurship. I did that, thinking that, okay, fail hona hai to hoenge, dekhenge jab, but karna to hai, we have to start it. So I could face a lot of challenges in that, because maybe somewhere I had the potential to be a businesswoman. And I did not know I had that in me. I never knew that I'll be able to face all these adverse conditions, but I did it. It comes naturally within you. It comes to protect you, it comes to save you. So ladies and men, please look for that in you. Look who you are, inner you, which is needed for you. And the day you discover that, I would rather say the world is the limit. There is no limit to that. The sky is the limit. Okay, so that is my first mantra, discover yourself. Impossible. I think a word very commonly used by us, ये बहुत impossible है, हम नहीं कर सकते. Impossible है. I don't read it as impossible. I read it as I am possible. Nothing is impossible. And why it should be impossible? If you wish, where there is a will, there is a way. Every problem has a solution. You have to just look at it, how you solve it. And this takes me to my second mantra, perseverance. What is perseverance? Perseverance is pursuing something in spite of lot of odds in your life, lot of obstacles in your life. You still pursue your goal till you reach the goal. That is called perseverance. Don't give up. I said you rest if you must, but don't give up. That is your perseverance in you. And that quality takes you to the goal what you are looking for in life. So perseverance is something which needs everybody to have that. And I had a lot of such experiences where I had to have that quality in me. The first and the foremost problem I had faced was when I was taking the admission in Lakshmi Narayan Institute of Technology in Nagpur. I had come for the seat of chemical engineering from the state of Karnataka, and Karnataka had only one seat. And with me there were 7 boys who had opted for the seat. The only advantage I had was I was the highest in the scores. but I was a girl. Gender discrimination आ गया था वहाँ पर. I remember, I wouldn't like to take the name of the director then, but they tried their best to dissuade me from taking the seat. Or I was not ready to listen. I didn't want to leave my seat. It was my seat. I wanted that seat. And remember, I was just 17-year-old in that time, and I was put so much of pressure to leave the seat and go. क्या कहा गया था? लड़कियां सीट लेकर सीट बर्बाद कर देती है, लड़के तो कमा के परिवार को पालेंगे. I said him, sir, मैं भी कमाऊंगी, मैं भी मेरे परिवार को पालूंगी, जो मैं आज भी कर रही हूँ. Every time I want to retire, I just think, oh, sir ने मुझे बोला था तुम लड़कियां सीट वेस्ट करती हो. So I said, I'm not going to waste this damn seat. Let me work as long as I work. So it was like I wanted to get a seat there, and I was not ready to leave my seat. And in spite of so much of pressure, I still did not leave, and finally I did get my seat on my merit, and the other boys were returned back, and I became a chemical engineer. So perseverance pays in life. But when you are pursuing, sorry, let me take a water. So, with regards to perseverance, as I say, you might face struggle, you might face problems, you might fail. You might fail in pursuing, because it is easier said than done कि तुम अपना goal छोड़ो मत, अपना dream छोड़ो मत, keep pursuing. 100% you are going to fail, because failure is as certain as day and night. You will fail, but don't take it as a failure. Just take it as a learning process. Don't ignore that failure. Don't wallow in self-pity. Self-pity में wallow मत हो जाइए कि भाई मैं fail हो गई, अब मैं क्या करूँ. No. Come back to life. Don't ignore the failure. Just take it, analyze it, why I failed, and how do I now succeed. Because you enjoy success much better after the taste of failure. Because failure is like a shit. I have suffered it. But then don't give up. Failures, you will get it. Fail, 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 and then rise like a phoenix from the ashes. And you will succeed. Believe me, you will succeed. Don't give up. That is the easiest thing to do. And it's easier said than done, because I know we give up in the adversity. But don't give up. Hold on. And I hope all of you will do that in your life. Don't give up. Do not compromise. When I say do not compromise, I mean do not settle on your dreams. Do not. No one in this world, no circumstances should tell you what to do and what not to do. It is your life. It's your life, and you have a right to dream what you want for your life. So don't ever give up on this. Don't ever compromise on your dreams. Never. So that takes me to my 3 mantra, be greedy. Now you will wonder why she's asking us to be greedy. I don't say be greedy in the literal sense of the word greedy. मैं लालची बनने को आपको नहीं कह रही हूँ. I am telling you, be greedy for your passion. Be greedy for your ambition. Be greedy for your dreams. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in wanting everything in life. मुझे सब कुछ चाहिए तो उसमें गलत क्या है? I want to eat my cake. I want to have my cake and eat it too. Nothing wrong. As long as you don't compromise on your morals, you don't compromise in your core values, you don't hurt somebody, you don't harm anybody. Please, have everything in the world. It's your world. It's your life. Nothing wrong in having it. So never ever compromise on your dream. Take your path. Make your own path. Don't take any benchmark. Go through that path happily, saying that this is the path I have chosen. Sahi ya galat, own up to that. But then think and have everything that you desire to have in life. That was my third mantra. Be greedy about your passion. Dream. Never stop dreaming in life. Dream. Opportunities. All of us, you must be knowing opportunities. You rarely come across opportunities in life. They come far in between. But when they come, Do we all recognize them? Most of the time we don't recognize. We don't recognize the opportunities when they knock on your door. But please recognize them. Grab them. Squeeze everything out of them. Make your life. Don't let the opportunities in life slip down. Sometimes you might take a wrong decision. Sometimes you might take a right decision. It's a gamble in life. Be prepared for that. Risk. Taking a risk is a part of your life. Don't hesitate. Come out of that comfort zone of yours. Come out, think big, come out of the box thinking, don't think कि मैंने यही करना है. So come out of that comfort zone. I know people don't like to have change in the life, but change is must to grow. So you have to take the risk, you have to take the gamble, you have to chase the opportunities. And when they come, recognize them and use them to the best you can. N number of cases wherein I have done that. When I saw I must have taken a wrong decision. Lot many wrong decisions I have taken. Lot many failures I have faced. But I never believed in wallowing in the self-pity. परेशान हो जाती थी, रोती थी, रोकर सो जाती थी. I still have that pillow of mine on which I used to sit and cry in the night. It's most cherished pillow of mine because it is confident of what I have gone through in my life. But then every morning I used to wake up with a resolve that I have to find a way out of this. I have to do it. Because if I don't do it, nobody else was there to do it. It was my fight. It was my journey and I had to walk on that path. So please don't let the opportunities fade away. Now, most of you must be on a social media, yes or no? Social media pe there must be times, when you get comments, you get remarks in the Facebook, आपके photos पे remarks आते हैं, आपके बातों पे comments आते हैं. You must be all feeling bad then when it comes, isn't it? Remember one thing here, that whoever is commenting on these is nowhere connected to you. They are free people, they have nothing better to do but sit and type. First is that, first and foremost. Second thing, whatever you do in life, there must be somebody who's unhappy with you. Can you stop that? No. Can you stop people from not disliking you? No. You can't expect everybody to like you, love you, isn't it? So it shouldn't matter. So the criticism should be taken with a pinch of salt. It should not matter to you what people are thinking, what people are commenting about you, because you know yourself. Is it? I said know yourself. You know what you are. So does that make a difference to you? No. It shouldn't make a difference to you. So get above that. Never get bogged down with the comments, criticism, or any type of adverse remark from the people. सोचना भी नहीं इसके बारे में. सोचकर अपना वक्त ज़ाया भी नहीं करना, क्योंकि बोलने वाले तो बोलते रहेंगे. Everybody cannot like you. Can you be liked by everybody? No. It's not possible. So हम जीना छोड़ दें उसके लिए? नहीं कर सकते. So live your life. जिनको बोलना है बोलते रहने दो. Let them comment. You pursue what you have come to do. Pursue your goals. Pursue your dream. Pursue your passion. Rise your standards. Because I do. Every time I rank up my standards. आज ये किया, मैं आगे और ये करके दिखाती हूँ. खींचने वाले बहुत होते हैं. When I wanted to become an industrialist, also people had comments on that. And I am one person who has gone through so much. Like I was written off after my divorce in 2006. I was written off. ये क्या करेगी? नौकरी छोड़कर बैठी है, 2 बच्चे साथ में हैं, पैसा है नहीं है, बिजनेस डालने चली है. So I took it as a challenge in life. For me, if somebody says me you can't do this, then I have to do that. So I took it as that is what motivates me. What motivates me is when I'm told that I can't do this. If somebody says that, then 200% I will do that. So all I will say, you will come across these things. जब आप कुछ नया करने जाओगे, आपके ऊपर comments बहुत आएंगे. You will get it. But don't get bogged down with that. Don't get. The next for the ladies, balancing your life. A woman needs to do that all the time. All the time you have to keep balancing your life. Because you have a profession, you can't leave that. You have a family, you can't leave that. कभी पलड़ा इधर भारी हो जाता है तो कभी पलड़ा इधर भारी हो जाता है. Then we have to strike a balance. Set our priorities. Set our priorities very clearly what you want in life. और ये करना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. आप जब काम पे हो, focus there. Then I am only a working mom. When I am at home, I am only a mom. I forget, I keep that out. And come, then that is a family time. ये स्ट्राइकिंग ऑफ बैलेंस काफ़ी बार होगा, काफ़ी बार ऊपर नीचे होगा, क्रिटिसिज्म किया जाएगा कि संभलता नहीं है फिर भी नौकरी करने जा रहे हैं, संभलता नहीं है फिर भी काम करते हैं. अगेन टेक इट विथ यू आर एबल टू स्टिल डू इट एंड यू विल डू इट. मोस्ट ऑफ यू मस्ट बी डूइंग इट ऑलरेडी, वर्किंग एंड मैनेजिंग होम टू. So don't you think the ladies require a big round of applause for this, for doing both? They deserve it, right? Nothing, no offense to men folk over here. It is just for me to say that we balance a lot in life because we are supposed to be the homemakers. हमको बचपन से कहा जाता है तुम्हारा काम है घर संभालना, बच्चों को संभालना और उनका काम है नौकरी करके आना. But now it is not like that. It is definitely not like that. Women have evolved themselves. We have shown that we can do both. And we are capable of doing both. Right? So, do that. My mom used to say that there is always somebody who is less privileged than you. Always life में. So what I would like you, all of you to have is some compassion, some kindness in you. आप जब एक मुकाम पर पहुंच जाते हो, try to give back to society. Please give back to society. Because there is always somebody who is in need of some type of help. There have been many instances where people have helped me. They were not my relatives. They were not my friends. I didn't know them. But they have come in the form of an angel to help me. And I call them my angels. So कहीं कोई आरती होगी जिसको ज़रूरत होगी, so be their angel in life. बहुत सारे instances, like I have innumerable instances where people have helped me when they did not even know who I was. Who did not even know who I was. One instance I would like to tell because this woman was the DGM of State Bank of India who had helped me in the loan when I was putting up the company. It was my first financial year. Business के बारे में ज़्यादा I didn't know in those days. And it was the third quarter closing. Not third, second quarter closing September. And at that time I was carrying. I have delivered my baby on 6th of October. And 30th of September was the quarter closing of the bank. I remember her call came to me on 29 September. Telling me, आरती कल क्वार्टर क्लोजिंग है, तुम्हारे बैंक अकाउंट में 40,000 का ओवरड्राफ्ट है. सो आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग सम पेमेंट्स? बिकॉज अगर क्वार्टर क्लोजिंग में आप बैंक को रेगुलराइज नहीं करते हो तो इट गेट्स एन NPA. ना मुझे अब NPA भी क्या मुझे मालूम नहीं था. NPA वॉज नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट. सो आई वॉज रियली टेकन बैक. ऐसे नहीं मैडम, मेरा एक चेक आने वाला है, 100% मैं कल जमा कर दूंगी. आई वॉज एक्सपेक्टिंग 160,000 चेक. She said, fine. That is, I'm talking to you in 2004. So मैंने कहा कि मैं जमा कर दूंगी. She said, fine. Don't worry, but please time पे 1 बजे से पहले आपने जमा कर देना. I said, fine, I'll do that. Next day at morning 10:30, she gives me another call. All well, Aarti. I hope you are coming today. I said, yeah, ma'am, I will come. Courier has arrived in Hyderabad. वो delivery करने आ रहा है. जैसे ही आता मैं आती हूँ. The courier guy came at 12:30 to my house. And remember, I was full-term pregnant. I was 9 months pregnant at that time. I just changed. I take the car keys. My mother was at home because my delivery was expected any time. She was taken back. She said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to bank. And at that time, I didn't have staff. MD भी मैं ही थी और वर्कर भी मतलब office staff, I was the one. So I said, no, I'm just going to give this check to her. It was about 5 kilometers from my house. She said, "You're not going. Your stomach touches the steering wheel. What's wrong with you?" I said, "मैं सीट पीछे सरका लूँगी, लेकिन मुझे जाना है. I have to go. Somebody is waiting for me." Finally, I drove. I went. काफ़ी सीढ़ियाँ चढ़नी थी, 30-40. मैंने सीढ़ियाँ भी चढ़ी. I went to my field officer and I gave him the check and was very happy. पसीने से लथपथ थी, but I was very happy that okay, I could give before 1 o'clock. The field officer looked at me. He said, पैसे आ गए आपके अकाउंट में. I said, पैसे कैसे आए? मैं तो अभी चेक लेके दे रही हूँ. तो he said, मिसेस गीतांजलि मिश्रा ने अपने पर्सनल अकाउंट से 40,000 आपकी कंपनी अकाउंट में ट्रांसफ़र किए हैं. I was so taken back because I never expected that from her. She is nowhere related to me. She's a bank manager. She's the DGM bank की. कोई रिश्ता नहीं है मेरा उनके साथ, कोई नाता नहीं है. I just did not know what to say to him. I just left the check. I went to her cabin. I stood before her and I started crying because I was very emotional. She came, she held me. I said, "Madam, what did you do?" She said, "I knew you will come. I know to payment देगी. कुछ डिले हो सकता है and I did not want your account to become an NPA. तो ये मैंने डाल दिया, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. And in those days, 40,000 was a big amount. I'm talking to you. Who does that for you? So if she is not an angel, then who is angel in the world? She became my angel. And she saved me and my company and she sent me home. अब तुम 3 महीने आना नहीं, डिलीवरी करके घर पे रहो, तुम्हारी कंपनी हम संभाल लेंगे, तुम्हारा बैंक अकाउंट हम संभाल लेंगे. So I just feel there must be many Aartees like me who might need a help like this. And if any one of you reach a मुकाम आप पहुँचते हो जहाँ पे आप किसी की मदद कर सकते हो, please do it. Give back to the society. It is much needed. So that was my last this ki give back to the society. I have tried to give you certain notes, certain points, so that you take something out of this to the next year. 2023 is round the corner. If in some way my words have helped you, in some way I could convey something to you, and if some way I could help you in any form to clear that what you want in your life, I'll be the most happiest person for having come here and done this to you. There is a saying which I love. Somebody had said that, "I don't want to go to my grave in a well-preserved body. No. I want to go zooming there, having lived my life fully, having gone through every aspect of my life. Because I might be tired, I must be worn out, I must be weathered, yes, after working. But I'm roaring to go because my story is not complete. My climax is not yet come, it is still to come. So maybe when I meet you next, if my story completes or it still goes on, I don't know. But at this moment, my story is incomplete. There are many more chapters to be written still. And I'm looking forward to do that. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your words of wisdom. Now let's proceed to our next segment, the interaction session. If someone wants to ask any question, please feel free. Please raise your hands if someone wants to ask any question.
I will definitely answer you if I can. So you can shoot the question. Anything, girls?
Ma'am? Ma'am, how much it was important for you to leave your current job to pursue your dreams? Because it's all job security is a very difficult thing to leave and go to a business, especially when you are a woman. So was it necessary? Were you able to do it with keeping your job and then pursuing your dream, or how much it was important to leave your job?
What's your name?
Ma'am, Sagarika Limay.
Yeah. Sagarika, a very good question. It was not so easy decision that I had made. Yeah. I had a very, very highly paid job in those days. I'm talking to you way back in 2002, 2003 when I decided to leave my job. My take home salary in those days was 70,000 a month. And I was a high fly executive as the vice president of the company. It was very difficult. But then, as I mentioned somewhere, change is must in life. If you don't change, you stop growing in life. And I believe in taking a very calculated and educated risk in life. I do gamble because I'm ready to face it. And I always believe, yes, I should. तकलीफें बहुत होती है. It's not easy to be a first generation entrepreneur. Very, very difficult. Believe me, very difficult. But then, अगर मन में आपका वो will है कि मैंने बनना है, तो फिर आप बनते हो. It was taking a chance. Agreed, it was taking it. But I was ready to do that. I was ready to face that. 38 years old I was when I left my security of my job. It was not easy. People generally don't do that at that age. या तो शुरुआत में बन जाते हैं एंटरप्रेनर, या तो बाप फैमिली का बिजनेस चलाते हैं. So it was not an easy, and nobody was happy. Neither my ex-husband, not my parents, nobody. In fact, my mom was very unhappy also. The only person who supported was my father. He always believed in me. He said she can do it. Let her do it.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Since we are talking about women empowerment, my name is Amara Sayeda. I am from first year BDS. And my question to you is that since we talk about women empowerment, and as being women, the society always tells us the disadvantages of being a woman. कि तुम औरत हो, तुम ये नहीं कर सकती. But to you, what are the advantages of being a woman कि तुम औरत हो इसलिए तुम ये कर सकती हो? You're asking me that question?
Yeah. See, ये बहुत ही रेगुलर प्रॉब्लम है जो तुमने कहा कि औरत ये नहीं कर सकती है. ये मैंने भी सुना है बचपन में. वहाँ पे तो मैं जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन के साथ सुना है. मेरी प्यार जब मुझे इंजीनियरिंग में सीट मिली थी तो माय नानी, very sweet nani I had, but she felt that engineering is no field for a woman. तुमने ये करना ही लड़कों का काम है, तुम क्यों इंजीनियर बनना चाहती हो? औरतें तो सिर्फ नर्स बन सकती है, टीचर बन सकती है, क्योंकि मेरी मम्मी मेरी मौसियाँ वही थी. तो for her engineering was something which was not meant for girls. It was, she did feel that. But as I said you, यार बोलने वालों तो हर चीज़ बोलते रहेंगे. I told you it doesn't matter. You have the capability. Your core says yes I can become this. तो फिर बनो ना, prove them wrong. नहीं कर सकती तो करके दिखाओ मैं कर सकती हूँ. Why a woman cannot do it? Give me one good reason why a woman cannot do it. Are we weaker? Don't we have brains? Aren't we capable? Don't we think? हम सब कुछ कर सकती है ना. तो कंधे से कंधे मिला के चलाओ. डर किस बात का? कर सकते हो.
Yes, girls, come on. Boys, you should also ask. Why you should not ask?
This was actually not meant for girls alone, but I was very happy to see this lot of girls today. Because हमारे टाइम पे कलर दिखता ही नहीं था. हमको ढूंढना पड़ता था कहाँ लड़की बैठी है ऑडियंस में. It's a pleasure to see so many faces now. A color in front, with no hard feelings to the guys.
Yes.
Ma'am, my name is Anusha Kudal. I am an intern. Ma'am, as you said that you were not very familiar with business terminologies and like if someone decides to pursue a business in older age, so not everyone can afford to do an MBA. So how did you manage with that? Like, did you get to know all the business stuff as you went on with your company, or like how important is it to get educated?
See, when I wanted to put the business, I wanted to start up an industry. I spoke about the lady Gitanjali Mishra, who was my mentor, who was my godmother of my company. जब मैं उनसे बैंक को लोन भी पूछने गई थी तो उन्होंने मुझे कहा था, इतनी अच्छी नौकरी क्यों छोड़ना चाहती हो? एक हफ्ते का टाइम देती हो, घर जाओ, सोचो तुमको एंटरप्रेनर बनना है क्या? और अगर तुमको एक हफ्ते बाद लगता है कि यू वांट टू बिकम एन एंटरप्रेन्योर, देन कम बैक अगेन टू मी, अदरवाइज डोंट लीव द सिक्योरिटी ऑफ द जॉब. मैं एक हफ्ते के बाद जाके फिर उनके सामने बैठ गई, मुझे बनना है, आई वांट टू बिकम. एंड व्हेन आई वांटेड टू बिकम in my project, what's your name, you said?
Anusha.
Anusha, I did everything in my project myself. Please understand. I believe in learning because there is no age for learning. There is no age for learning. For me, age is a number. It's just a pure number to me. So I did everything in my project from the scratch myself. From making a project report to taking the licenses, बैंक के चक्कर काटना, loan approval लेना, everything was done by me alone. So I learned it. उतना होने के बाद भी when I became an entrepreneur, मैंने industry डाल दी. I remember the another DGM, the senior guy, GM of the SBI, he telling me that the day your company should run because you are a marketing person, and marketing person at the helm of the affair company generally डूबती नहीं है. But till you read a balance sheet, you are not an entrepreneur. And that was enough for me. I said, I have to understand how to read a balance sheet. I was only trying to sign a balance sheet. No, I should read my balance sheet. And I can proudly say I read my balance sheet very well now. I know where my figures stand. But then it was a learning process. I had to learn. So learning के लिए भाई there is a age. There is no age. आप कभी भी सीख सकते हो. So learning is a continuous process. Knowledge is something endless. अभी तो बहुत सीखना है लाइफ में. Even at the age of 60, I say I have lot to learn.
Thank you.
Yes, you want to ask? Yeah, come on.
Very good afternoon, ma'am. It was great to hear you. I am Dr. Sneha Yagni, intern representative. Ma'am, I would like to know, since you said that like at a given point of time you were the CEO as well as you were everything else of the company, right from MD to the worker. Ma'am, how did you manage all of that?
With lot of difficulty, but I had no choice. I absolutely had not choice. कहते हैं ना मजबूरी का नाम महात्मा गांधी है, वो हाल था. करना था ही मुझे. There was nobody. I used to टाइप करने से लेके इवन एक सी फॉर्म लेने सेल्स टैक्स ऑफिस मुझे ही जाना पड़ता था. Because I had no choice. I couldn't afford employing anybody. So I had to do it. It was multitasking.
Ma'am, also since you did your PG in MBA, so ma'am, I would like to know that for entrepreneurship, is it necessary that you are familiar with all those business terms, or all you need is a passion and a vision?
Passion and vision. You don't need degrees. Not that every successful entrepreneur is an engineer or a highly qualified MBA from IIM. No. You need common sense. You need passion. You need that drive in you. कि ये मुझे करना है. You can do it. I've seen many such people who have nothing. In fact, I had met a lady who was kicked out of her house with her husband, in-laws के पास से, and she left her home with 300 rupees in her pocket. And how she made a small business empire of hers today. So, and she is not educated. She cannot talk English. She cannot read, but then she is an entrepreneur and a successful entrepreneur too. So it's possible.
Thank you.
You just explain her as to why you asked this question, how you are thinking about it. Yeah, come on. Like, tell her about your startup and innovation and how you are likely to be Indian as an entrepreneur. Just tell her.
Oh, good. You're going to be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Fantastic. Tell me.
She is going directly with innovation. She's won the IIT Tell her.
Ma'am, so I have one medical device hackathon, and for the same, I was selected for next event, and ultimately, like I'll be joining IIT Bombay Fellowship from January. So, ma'am, basically, like we as a team are working on a given device. It is pertaining to early oral cancer screening. So, ma'am, actually, I'm aiming so that the device could be useful particularly to less privileged ones, the underprivileged people, as they are lacking in medical facilities. So we are planning it as a startup. So we are yet to finalize like everything else, but as of now it's just an idea. Yeah, we have received the funding, but we haven't gone through the financial aspect of it as of now. That is our project, ma'am. Apart from this, one of my project is selected for Stanford's Sparkle Seed program. So for the same, I'll be enrolled for the same, and they'll be teaching us regarding the entrepreneurship skills, the basics. And if it gets selected, then maybe our product could be incubated in Stanford, California.
Good. Regarding the finance, don't worry. There is a Mudra loan today for the women entrepreneurs. Yeah, up to 1 crore you get it without any collateral security, without any margin money. Avail the facility Modi ji has given. Take the Mudra loans. You have that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, what advice will you give to a woman who want to work in a male-dominated society or male-dominated field? Like, how to reduce that barrier?
Become fierce. Become fearless. Yeah, and flawed. Flawed is says, okay, you have all of us have a flaw. But just by being fierce and fearless, you can work in the male-dominated society. Absolutely, without that, you can. And just do that. मैंने उसी दिन अभी कहा था ना, you don't lack anything, right? So just being a gender woman, what makes you less than them? They are men, you are woman, that's it. For me, it's only gender. और उससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है वो. So why? I'm sure you can. Just go for it. And I'm sure you'll succeed. Don't worry.
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't see men coming forward. Are men totally overcome by women today here? Looks like. Huh? छा गई औरतें पूरी आज.
और कोई मैं क्या टीचिंग फैकल्टी यहाँ भी स्टूडेंट ने मार दे दिया पूछो जरा टीचिंग फैकल्टी पूछो इधर तो इतनी घटना नहीं होती दो इधर को देखा रास्ता
Yeah, I would like a question from a man right now. We have been listening to ladies. We have been, so I'm just thinking, today women have proved they can do better, यार. आज प्रूव कर दिया उन लोगों ने, देखो. आवाज उन्हीं की आ गई बाहर.
लड़कों पूरी पूरी खड़े हो जाओ खड़े हो जाओ
ताकि हम ताली बजाएं लड़कों के लिए आपकी बात.
Yes. हाँ, he's asking. Come on. He wants to ask. Yes.
I think we should give him a big round of
Very good afternoon, ma'am. I am Dr. Akash Gupta. I am PG student. Actually, I don't have any questions, but I just want to say that we are giving lectures on women empowerment and all. But currently, I don't see that we need any such motivation for girls. They are already motivated only. Like my co-PG have asked the question, but she is only dominating on us.
This was a speech not on women empowerment. This was just to tell them that they might find lot of obstacles, lot of problem in this journey of life when they want to pursue their dreams. They might get bogged down. Don't quit. I said, that's what I said. Rest if you must, but don't quit. So this was nothing to do with the motivation. This was nothing to, woman empowerment नहीं था यहाँ पे. यहाँ पे खाली उनको जागृत करने का था कि डरो मत. चैलेंज फेस करो लाइफ में. चैलेंज बहुत आएंगे. जो डर गया वो मर गया कहते हैं, तो डरो मत.
Good
evening, ma'am. It was really indeed a pleasure to listen to you. And we all are really what we say women empowerment. And we are blessed to have you here and to listen you here. Your struggles which you have faced. And as a woman, I also feel we have to have a balance between our family and our profession. So you also gave us nice tips regarding how to maintain that balance and all. So really thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful session today. Thank you. On behalf of the college, I thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope, because I said you, I was not prepared for this lecture at all. I just arrived in India 2 days back.
Yes, ma'am.
And I just came here. So it was not something, आज मैंने जो बात किया अपने दिल से बात करके जा रही हूँ मैं आप लोगों से. Maybe someday I will prepare and come for a lecture, will be a different thing. But this was definitely not a lecture from my side. It was just जो दिल में आया हमने बोल दिया आपको कि this is what it is. Thank you so much.
Madam, you are a chemical engineer. I want to know that how that idea of shoulder cup came in your mind. That business it will grow afterwards.
Yes, I spent almost 15 years of enriching experience in a chemical engineering field. जो मैंने डिग्री ली थी मैंने उसके साथ जस्टिस किया है. I did work in a heavy engineering line. Now how did I get this idea of shoulder pad? यहाँ पे मैं थोड़ा contribution मेरे ex husband को दे देती हूँ. Because this product, he was into trading of garment accessories and shoulder pad was one of the product he used to sell. The product that was shown to me was a shoulder pad meant for tailor industry, जो सिर्फ tailors ही use करते हैं, because that was the limited knowledge he had about it. And मैंने सब कुछ छोड़ के मैंने कहा चलो मैं shoulder pad बनाती हूँ. Even before I inaugurated the factory, within couple of months I knew that I am going to be in big trouble, because जो shoulder pad मैं बनाती थी वो shoulder pad was only for tailors. और टेलर मार्केट इंडिया में कब होता है? या तो सर्दियों में लोग जैकेट पहनते हैं या शादियों में पहनते हैं. हर किसी के पास एक शादी का सूट होता है या तो गर्मी में, तो अदर नोबडी वेयर्स इट. एंड आई वाज टेकन बैक दैट 6 महीने में कंपनी चलाऊंगी और 6 महीने में क्या करूंगी, कैसे पालूं लोगों को. So that's where I started my research after I put this industry. It was like trying to find out a market, which was my biggest blunder. I searched for the market. Then I came to know that there are many industries in India who produce jackets round the year. जैसे आप लोगों ने ब्रांड सुने, आज आप कोई भी जैकेट खरीदो यार दुनिया में, मेरे ही शोल्डर पैड्स है उसमें, हेल्सा के ही हैं. So like आपका एलन सोली है, एरो, रेमंड्स, ब्लैकबेरी, ये सब इंडियन डोमेस्टिक ब्रांड्स हैं जो जैकेट बनाते हैं, साल भर बनाते हैं. And then there are many imported brands like Hugo Boss, Marks and Spencer, H&M, ये भी जैकेट बनाते हैं. So now I realize that my target market is the producers of these. लेकिन जब मैं उनके पास गई तो वो मशीनें ही नहीं थी मेरे पास, which I have covered in my video. I didn't have the machines. मशीन्स नहीं थे मेरे पास, ना टेक्नोलॉजी थी मेरे पास, ना पैसे थे मेरे पास, कुछ भी नहीं था. बस एक ड्राइव था कि मैंने शोल्डर पैड बनाना है. Here I give a credit to our Barawale sir from the college. My ex-lecturer, he's no more. He had told me that always dream to reach the Eiffel's Tower. Reach moon, you'll at least reach Eiffel's Tower. And no profession is chota ya bada. Just excel. Even if you want to be a cobbler, be the best cobbler in the world. So I had decided if I'm destined to be a shoulder pad maker, let me become the world's best shoulder pad maker. I can proudly say Helsa is the best shoulder pad in the world today. And though mine is a German joint venture, Helsa as such has 8 factories worldwide. And we produce about 8 million shoulder pads.
Anybody else?
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your words of wisdom. It was really an honor to listen to it from you, ma'am. Okay.
A very good afternoon, ma'am. I have a question. When you started with the shoulder cup, how the idea was standardized during that time? Was there struggle in standardizing it?
No, I said it was a product suggested by my ex-husband. But I didn't have the technology. I started in a very small way. The whole turn of events came after I joined hands with Helsa. Helsa were competitors. They used to compete in India with me. They were a big company. They know the technology. There is 80 years old company and they are world leaders. So there is a saying that when you can't beat a competitor, join hands with a competition. That's exactly I did. I joined hands with them. I was giving them little trouble. No Indian tarika hai na, price cut kar dete hain. It was like poking them in their business in India. तो उन्होंने भी सोचा होगा ये परेशान करी इसके साथ हाथ जोड़ ही लेते हैं. So we had our joint venture. Now it's a different setup altogether. And we supply to all the labels worldwide. We supply from this factory in India, but Helsa as such has 8 factories in the world producing shoulder pads. You all must be wondering what is shoulder pad. Shoulder pad is not something that you see at the shoulders of your blazers and jackets. There are 40,000 style in shoulder pads as and on today. So it's not a small product. As it says, we shoulder your jackets. अगर बराबर shoulder pad नहीं लगे तो jacket collapses. So it's a very different product line, very niche market. Everybody is not aware about it. But जो jacket बनाते हैं वो हमको ढूंढ लेते हैं. They come to us searching for us.
Anyone else would like to ask the question? Thank you so much, ma'am, for your words of wisdom. It was really an honor to listen to it from you, ma'am. We will try our level best to incorporate all your mantras in our life.
Proceeding to our next segment. A quality learning begins with who believes in perspective of students and who pushes and leads to your next plateau, under whose supervision our institute took an extra mile and now request our Honorable President Sir Shri Sharatji Karmik to address the gathering.
Everybody's consent, is it okay if I talk from here rather than going there? ठीक है. बोलूं क्या? अभी 28 नवंबर को थोड़ा डोज हो गया था. हाँ? मुझे लगा थोड़ा ओवरडोज भी अच्छा नहीं होता, फिर एलर्जी रिएक्शन आ जाती है. बोलूं कि नहीं बोलूं? 40 years back, if Aartee Patil had to think that a student leader kind of person, always in the front, aggression, leading a morcha at the age of 17 to the Vice Chancellor, who was his father, and he would be president of a dental college, addressing the students with her. And if she had shared it to her very few friends, because there were not too many girls that time in engineering, they would not have felt it in the dreams of dreaming कि ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है. But what point she was trying to narrate, everything is possible. Last time I talked on this women's program, we had two renowned judges here. That day I was present. That day also I had spoken the same thing. Aartee Patil, 4 Bs. That is how I will describe her. Brave, bold, balanced. तो ये जो एक मैं अगला शब्द प्रयोग करने जा रहा हूँ, ये आप सब लोगों को मालूम है, and you will realize as to what was the cause of it. So brave, bold, balanced, and British. British club. See, all those who know the history of British club, maybe she will ask me after this gathering, why the name of British club is something to improve in language of English. We had kept as British club. So I have narrated a story many times that some of friends, my friends, along with her, इनको हम सब लोग ब्रिटिश बुलाते थे because their English was too good. They were always, had that ability to really overcome and command over language English. So brave, bold, balanced, British. Brave or bold, I will explain. आज अगर किसी लड़के को लड़की को जाके पूछना है, चलते के बाहर हम मिल सकते हैं क्या, तो वो लड़का भी घबराता नहीं है, लड़की तो बिल्कुल ही घबराती नहीं। मैंने अभी पिक्चर देखी कोई, आजकल की जो पिक्चर्स आती उसमें ऐसा दिखाते हैं कि वो लड़का जाके पूछ रहा लड़की को, चला क्या हम बात कर सकते हैं, क्या हम चल सकते हैं बाहर, और जनरली वो लड़की इस तरीके से रिप्लाई करती है, क्या बात करना है। दे आर नॉट एब्सोल्युटली, उनको कुछ नहीं है। आजकल मैं इधर ही अपने कॉलेज प्रीमाइसेस में इधर देखता, लड़कियां वो लड़के को ढक से मारती है। कुछ चीजें इवोल्यूशन होती है, कुछ चीजें ओरिजिनल होती है। ये जो मैंने अभी बताया, if no one had in LIT that kind of courage to go and ask her कि क्या हम बात कर सकते हैं, and she could have replied in the same way what you see after 40 years. She was so brave that time also. थोड़ा सा आप लोगों को सवाल पड़ रहा होगा कि भाई अपने सर ने पूछा था कि मैडम, उन्होंने कह दिया आपको। स्टूडेंट लीडर, मैं थोड़ा सा, सब लोग डरते थे मेरे से, टीचर्स ज्यादा डरते थे फेलो स्टूडेंट से, बट आई विल टेल यू कि शी वॉज वेरी ब्रेव एंड बोल्ड दोज डेज ऑल्सो। दिस आई एम टॉकिंग 40 years बैक। तीसरा मैंने कहा बैलेंस। शी नैरेटेड टू यू that women has to be a balanced one, and in some of my earlier speech also I had mentioned about one of the one of the all-time highest achievers amongst the female, Indira Nui. Some of you might be remembering her example of Indira Nui. He speaks about the balance. One of our teaching faculty also mentioned about the balance. It's true. बैलेंस मेंटेन करना है, म्हणजे मैं बैलेंस्ड हूँ बोलने से नहीं होता है। इट्स एन आर्ट, एंड it has to be developed within yourself. It will not just come, oh, मी बॅलन्स्ड आहे. काय बॅलन्स? बॅलन्स व्हायसाठी खूप कसरत करावी लागते, खूप सॅक्रिफाईस करावं लागतं. असं कोणी नाही होऊ शकत बॅलन्स्ड. इसका बैलेंस नेचर का आई विल टेल यू इन 2 सेंटेंसेस. बहुत बार बहुत कुछ कहने की इच्छा होती है, लेकिन आप कह नहीं सकते. और बहुत बार चुप रहने की इच्छा होती है, बट आपको कहना पड़ता है. बैलेंस ये 2 सेंटेंसेस में है. और किसी को इट्स एन आर्ट. ब्रिटिश क्यों, वो मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन किया. व्हाई ब्रिटिश? आई हैव सीन इवोल्यूशन right from my student days to be here as chairman LMC. उल्टा हो गया है पूरा. पूरे LIT में तो 12 लड़कियां थी, सारे क्लासेस मिलके, फर्स्ट ईयर, सेकेंड ईयर, थर्ड ईयर, फाइनल ईयर. देयर वर ओनली 12 गर्ल्स. आज 12 बॉयज है. It's a great achievement by this nation over a period of time. And you know, brave females like her, they have led the revolution. So one more time, a big round of applause for
मैं आप लोगों के साथ बैलेंस के ऊपर एक छोटी सी कहानी शेयर करना चाहूँगी, which is again related to my own life. As I said you, I was a single mom, and I had to manage my sinking business because I couldn't leave that, and I had to manage my 2 kids. My son in those days was probably 6 or 7 years old, and my daughter about 14 years old. I remember that I had to travel to Bangalore. It was Dhanteras. And for me, Diwali was a very big festival. We celebrated it in a very big way at home, and the factory, everywhere. But it was unavoidable that I visit Bangalore, and that customer meeting I could not have avoided. And that they are still today my customer and one of the largest producer in India for the blazers and jackets, that is Alan Solly Van Hussein brand. So my daughter was very upset. She said, how can you travel? Diwali shuru ho gayi hai Dhanteras se. I said, I'll come back by evening. I have an evening flight. So morning I wake up at 3. I make the breakfast, I make the lunch, I make the dinner for my kids because my flight was late. And I had to take a 6 o'clock flight. So 3 बजे उठती हूँ, बच्चों के लिए खाना नाश्ता बनाती हूँ, and I rush to airport to take my flight to Bangalore. So 7:30 I reach Bangalore. By the time I meet the customer, it was Bangalore traffic is horrible even in those days. 8:39 I reach the Bangalore, my buyers meet. Meanwhile, my children get up, I get couple of calls. Did you reach? When are you coming? I said them, I will come back. So evening, I finish the meeting and I take the early flight of about 6 o'clock from Bangalore, and I land up by 7. By then, my kids are very upset. My daughter calls up crying. सबके घर में दिवाली शुरू हो गई मम्मी, सब जगह दिए लग चुके हैं, लोग फटाके फोड़ रहे हैं और हम दोनों घर में बैठे हुए हैं. Why did you go? And I was feeling very bad for having left my children and gone there. But I had to do that too because that was my livelihood from where I was feeding my kids. I said, I've arrived in Hyderabad and 1 hour I'll be home. I stop on the way. I buy a small Lakshmi ki murti because it was Dhanteras. That is still in my mandir. And on the way, I buy some crackers. So by the time I reach home, it's past 8:30. My daughter they were totally upset. But I go home, they open the door, they are very upset. I hold them, they start crying. I tell them, see, mommy is back. फटाके लेके आए, चलो अपन अभी पहले दिए जलाते हैं. Then they were very happy, चलो मम्मी आ गई, हमने घर में दिए जलाए. You'll not believe by then it was 10 in the night. बच्चों को बोला फटाके फोड़ो. I made sweets. I made besan ka laddu. I made one more, some two, three items. I remember I made halwa because the sweet ka flavor ghar mein aana chahiye ki Diwali hai. I was totally tired. It was, by then it was 1 in the night. 3 baje utkar मैं गई थी. So it was more than 22 hours I was working. I was really dead tired. But then the happiness, the things that my children's face had taken away my tiredness. And I just felt, because I had to give time to them too. I couldn't have left my company. I couldn't have leave my children too. So it was definitely a balancing which I had to do. Somewhere in balancing it, I compromised on my time. But then it was a sacrifice worth it, because I could do something for the company, which was my bread and butter, and I could do something for my kids, who are the reason I was living. So balancing is must, balancing is possible. Yes, I know your time will get compromised. But then we have taken that path, isn't it? I had chosen to become an engineer. I have chosen to become an entrepreneur. And I decided to marry, and I decided to have my kids too. So I was responsible for everything that happened in my life. So I have to do justice to that. So balancing, you will always come across all the ladies. That doesn't mean you should stop being ambitious. Be ambitious. Do what you want in the life, but not neglect the family too. That is equally important. That's equally important. I don't believe in the woman's slip, जहाँ पे हम कहते हैं हम नौकरी कर रहे तो हम घर नहीं देख सकते. That again I don't believe. But that doesn't mean men shouldn't help the ladies, okay? Don't take the ladies for granted. They should give the helping hand too. If you have a working wife, you should see that you give them the equal support at home. But balancing, yes, the woman should do a balancing act. Thank you.
While she was talking, I felt, because I have come across lot many such examples also in my 37 years of professional life, earlier as a business person and now as chairman. ऐसा मत करो. Balancing का अर्थ क्या है? Be honest and committed and compromise and sacrifice. What I have been talking. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है यहाँ अगर पूछो सर घर का काम, घर में जाओ अरे क्या तुम किटकिट कर रहे, मेरे को ऑफिस का काम है. ये नहीं होना चाहिए. Don't make it an excuse. You have to really come forward, address the situation, and in doing that you have to just do justice with both of the things. That's what perhaps she was trying to communicate.
Separate both the lives.
This is what I feel.
Don't mix them up. हो जाता है mix it.
Yeah.
But do justice to both.
Now, I have a question for all the girls and boys after such a nice address by her. अभी कितनी लड़कियां ऐसी है they can raise their hands after listening to her, उनको एक सेकंड में ऐसा लग रहा है कि अब तो कुछ भी हो जाए मैं तो बन के दिखा दूंगी. Raise your hands. Who are there? Yes, stand up. ये जो है यही अपने लिए सब कुछ है. And it has got relevance not only in encouraging you and all. It has got connection everywhere. Nowadays, everything that you do, there is one tag at the end. It is attached. Measurable outcome. ये है. ये जो जितने लोगों ने हाथ ऊंचे किए, ये सब measurable outcome है. आपको जो भी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और इनोवेशन करना है, मैडम का एडवाइस है, मैं यहाँ हूँ. And we are all with you. It's not that this, and it's not necessary that you should do only in dentistry. You can look beyond that. She is also one of the examples in that. I am also one of the examples. So encouraging was her speech that she has encouraged one such person who is in audience, who generally doesn't give any reaction or expression or anything. And what a coincidence that he comes from her home state, Andhra Pradesh. And who is that gentleman? Dr. Mahesh. See, he hardly smiles. He smiles only when I'm little rough with him. Then he will give me smile. But he was smiling all the while. She has succeeded in encouraging him. That is how it has to come. And his smile speaks everything for him. मैडम आरती, हमारे कॉलेज के बारे में आपसे इतना ही कहूँगा. If you ask, because you are going to be in Nagpur for 2-3 days and you are going to meet a lot of your friends, you know, who will be part of that marriage ceremony. If they happen to know about the college, इस कॉलेज के बारे में they will always speak 3 things to you. ये कॉलेज नहीं, ये स्कूल है. यहाँ कुछ भी हो जाए, लेक्चर बंक नहीं हो सकता. ना हम कर सकते हैं, ना टीचर कर सकता है. और तीसरा, बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट है. धीरे से बोलेंगे प्रेसिडेंट. दिस इज व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू लिसन अबाउट द कॉलेज. एक डिस्टिंग्विश्ड फीचर है हमारे कॉलेज का. हमारे को जो भी लोग मिलते हैं जो यहाँ आए, इसके पहले भी रिसेंटली वी हैड अ फंक्शन ऑन 28th of April. All those people who were connected with the college, who met us, who guided us, who advised us, friends, philosopher, guide friends like you, everybody. Whenever they meet me, or Hemant or anybody, even our Dean Sanjay Patil, ते असं विचारतात, आपल्याला मराठी येते, ते असं विचारतात, काय म्हणते आपलं कॉलेज? There is no doubt in my mind that whenever my students and teaching faculty and everybody who is part of this gathering, everybody who is connected in this college, wherever, whenever, whatever way they meet you, I have no doubt in my mind, you will ask them, काय म्हणते आपलं college? Thank you. That's it.
A nice response from your president. I would like to ask him, did he ever bunk the college or no? Bunking of the
Yes.
I think Sharad cannot say that he never bunked the college.
See, I will tell you. Good question. I have told you people in my earlier speeches that being a student leader, why she spoke on this? क्योंकि कुछ भी हुआ, अरे रहने दो, आज तो जरा स्ट्राइक ही कर डालते एक दिन, बोर हो रहा है हमारे को. तो नहीं, आज तो बंक ही करना है. होता क्या था कि लीडर लोग जो रहते थे, वो गेट के बाहर 6 फुट पे खड़े रहते थे. कौन आ रहा है अटेंड करने, देखते हैं. टीचर कभी नहीं आता था जब तो वो स्टूडेंट लीडर खड़े रहते थे. बराबर है, मैंने ये डेफिनेटली किया है, एंड आई हैव सेड दिस इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू पीपल. बट आई सेड एट द एंड ऑफ इट दैट उस टाइम लगा कि शायद ये सच है, बट वो सच नहीं था. ये 4 साल, ये 5 साल या पीजीज के 3 साल जो आप इस कॉलेज में गुजारते हो, या मैंने मेरे कॉलेज में गुजारे, whether it was LIT or whether it was ICT, ये वक्त फिर से नहीं आता है. इसलिए उसका हर पल जियो, एवरी टाइम.
हर पल जियो बिना बंक करे. राइडर भी लगा दो.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. Gratitude is the fairest blossom that springs from the soul. Nothing is complete without expressing our gratitude. I would like to request Dean sir to present token of love and appreciation to our guest, Aartee Patil, ma'am.
Looks like I'll have to buy a bag in Nagpur before I go now to keep all this.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, I really hope the next time you visit us, you would be surrounded by women on the dais. Proceeding further, I would like to request Swarali Zode to propose the vote of thanks.
A very good evening to one and all present here. It gives me great honor and pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this program to all the dignitaries present here. First, I'd like to thank our Honorable President, Shri Sharadji Karmik Sir, for his auspicious presence and words of wisdom. I'd next like to thank our guest of honor, Ms. Aartee Patil Ma'am, who, in spite of her busy schedule, found time to grace this occasion and inspired everyone with her great words. I would next thank our respected Dean Dr. Deepak Nagpal sir for his support and encouragement. I would next thank Dr. Sanjay Patil sir for his auspicious presence. Next, I take great pleasure to thank our maintenance committee to have worked behind the scene and made this event a wonderful success. And last but not the least, I thank all the teaching and non-teaching staff, postgraduates, interns, and my fellow undergraduates for their patient listening. Thank you.
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल वो मेरा असिस्टेंट नहीं है करके नहीं तो मेरी